Hello and welcome back to another video from Average FPL. We're just going to take a little preview look at Game Week 7. My team, the changes I've made, the fixtures in general, how they might relate to my team, and hopefully you guys can take some advice from what we talk about here. So, just the start of the weekend. So the weekend kicks off with Man United vs Everton, 12:30 on Saturday. Now, I'm actually thinking of not captaining Fernandes or Salah this weekend, and we'll just discuss that in a second. But I've got a few players playing in this game, especially if Calvert-Lewin comes back. There's a chance he is off the injury list in time for the game, although early on a Saturday you'd rather have it later on a Sunday or a Monday game, just to give him that bit extra time to recover from his injury. I've got Digne, Shawn Fernandez. Shawn might not be playing as well, but I've got a bit of cover there in terms of Manquillo can come off the bench, and he's got a reasonable fixture against Wolves, who haven't been that free scoring this season so far. So I think if Shaw plays, and Calvert-Lewin doesn't, I quite like the Man United clean sheet. Don't really like Digne's chances of a clean sheet, but hopefully if that means Everton don't keep a clean sheet, Fernandes might be among the points as well. Okay, so moving on to Burnley-Norwich. Not got any players involved in that, but I would say it's a good opportunity for Burnley's attack and defence, really. I think any team that's playing Norwich, if you're looking at sort of getting a player in for this weekend, Burnley defence, someone like Tarkowski, who's got a good chance of a clean sheet and a goal threat from set pieces, someone like him or Ben Mee would be a really good shout, in my opinion, for this weekend. Chelsea, Southampton. Now, I've made the transfers. I brought in Lukaku. I really like the fixtures for Chelsea right now. I'm going to captain Lukaku. He's the best big hitter with the best fixture this weekend. So to me, that's the criteria I'm going with. I'm going to captain Lukaku and hope that he can return against Southampton, which, to be honest, if he plays, I can't see him not returning against Southampton. So that makes it a great choice. Now, I couldn't afford Ward-Prowse for Southampton either. I think their fixtures also look good past the Chelsea game. So I decided to go for El Yunusi instead. And I think, he has been playing quite a bit so far this season. And combined with Southampton's fixtures, I just thought, why not? I think he's a good risk, quite a low price. He's about $1 million cheaper than Ward-Prowse. And he's got a chance. It just gives me a bit more flexibility with that money to use in the rest of my team should I need to, with a couple of injuries, maybe not. Healing in time with Calvert-Lewin and Shaw, see how they get on. And yeah, so Leeds-Watford. I think Leeds are a little bit unsteady at the moment. I do think they've got a chance of scoring against Watford, but I've got Foster and Bachmann, so whichever goalkeeper plays, I think I could have a good chance to get a clean sheet if things go their way. Wolves, Newcastle. I spoke about it earlier. Wolves not that free scoring. If Manquillo's needed, I think he's got a good chance of playing. I think Newcastle could keep a clean sheet against Wolves. I think they'd have to play very well, especially after Jimenez has scored in his last game, to try and stop him from going on a bit of a run, but it is doable. Brighton, Arsenal keeping clean sheets. Apart from the last one, they kept 2 in the last 3. So I really like the chances of Ben White keeping another clean sheet here against Brighton. And Odegaard was unlucky not to get some attacking points against Spurs as well. So I feel like my Arsenal players that I got in a few weeks ago, they're really paying off now, and the fixtures do continue to look good. So if you're thinking of getting another defender in, I know we spoke about Burnley defence, but Ben White at 4.4 million, he's a fantastic value, really, and he's even got a couple of bonus points for me in the last few weeks as well. Crystal Palace, Leicester. Crystal Palace aren't that free scoring. I think Leicester have a good chance of winning this one. Vardy had a bit of a chaotic weekend with an own goal and then scoring points at the other end. But I think, the Leicester attack looks good for this. And yeah, I think Spurs, Aston Villa, Spurs need to start doing something. If they can't beat Villa, then it's big problems. Would I go for a Spurs asset here? I think I'd be tempted to maybe go Son or no one for here. I think Aston Villa still have a good attack with Danny Ings, and Spurs have shown that they can be exposed at the back as well. You know, if you're conceding 3 against Arsenal, who started the season so poorly, you're in a bit of bother. So yeah, I do think Danny Ings potentially, but I think there's other options going into this weekend that just look a bit better. West Ham Brentford. Now I think West Ham have had European action this week, so whilst they rotate, the squad isn't the biggest. I think Brentford have a really good chance of scoring some goals, especially after scoring 3 at Liverpool last weekend. The confidence will be super high, and after getting a result there, they won't fear West Ham. So I'm really looking forward to Tony and Mbuemo getting some points there. Game week rounds off with Liverpool Man City. That you know my policy on Man City players, you stay away for rotation's sake. And I've only got Salah from Liverpool as well. So whilst it's such a big game, and I'm sure lots of players will have players from these teams, I've only got Salah. I'm not going to captain Salah. There is a chance he could score, but these games are either 1-0, 1-1, 2-1. There's not loads of returns. I've also taken Jota out to get the funds for Lukaku, so I don't really have that concern anymore. He got a goal in his last game, but I feel like Firmino is coming back. Firmino's coming back from injury, and he's pretty much there. So I think Jota's days are numbered as well. So I think I actually took a 0.1 million transfer profit for him, which I'm more than happy with. So yeah, let me know what you think of my team. I think once Calvert-Lewin comes off the injury list, I think it's going to look quite strong. But yeah, hopefully you guys have a good weekend. Lots of luck, and thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.